This is my 1994 VR Commodore drag car that myself and my good mate Al started building in October 2022. The aim is a street-driven Aussie cruiser that can bust out an 8-second quarter-mile pass with ease. This is the Skid Factory, and this is Kevo. Welcome back to the Commo Factory. We're jumping straight in where we left off last week. We got the engine out and we're ready to start painting the engine bay. I popped over to my mate's property where I've got a spare VS parts car stashed. Welcome to the Sunshine Coast. It is absolutely pissing down with rain and we've got a few parts off that. So we scabbed the driver's guard. We also we cut a big hole in the guard underneath the booster. And I've got a replacement panel for this hole here. This previously was the hole for the guard exit side pipe, and now I'm running the exhaust underneath the car. We also grabbed, what else did we grab? I think that was actually, oh no, we also got the bonnet hinges too, so that was another thing we scabbed. And I'm glad I did that now because my mate Tobias, who I haven't seen in a long time, is coming up. He's a panel beater and we're gonna get hooked in tonight to hopefully, my plan is to hopefully get this kind of ready for a layer of paint. If we can paint it tonight, I'll be very stoked, but I can't see that happening only because I know there's so much work involved when it comes to paint work and it's all in the prep. I also finished off the breather system. Well, not finished off, but I've got some lines ran to the back, so you can kind of see now how this all works. The catch can breathes from the valve covers down to this catch can. This catch can then breathes around down to another catch can. These are both Raceworks items, and then this catch can on this back port here, I'm going to put a crankcase pressure sensor, and then I've got some Dash 20 clear hose that runs all the way to the back of the car. That means the engine breathes from behind the wheels, and if there were to be a catastrophic failure, if the catch can fills with oil, it's going to spew from the back of the car and behind the rear tyre, so no oil or fluids under the car. The coolant overflow, the auto trans and the diff will all go to the back too. I'm just going to make up a little tank or get Dave to help me out to fold up a tank and weld some filters on there. So that is one thing that's ticked off the list. And pretty well now we're going to start stripping this thing down. I want to get the crossmember out, get everything out of the engine bay. Anywhere where there's little black pen marks, like here, I've got to clearance this out for the fuel rail fitting. It was just a little bit close there. Got to remove some stuff for the catch can. Little things here and there that we have to just tidy up before we can paint this. So strip it down, strip the diff out. There's a million holes to fill in the floor that I want to get sorted. And then by the end of this episode, my goal this week is to have this painted with an engine sitting back in the engine bay. So lots of work to get done. There's only one way to get it done, and that is hook in. It didn't take long for Tobias to rock up. This is his slammed Honda Legend project car. After a quick catch up, he hooked straight in. The first job on the list is to smoothen out a few lumps within the front tubs. We've made heaps of progress thanks to my mate Tobias, who is a professional. Where do you work again? Where's that?
Warfield Smash Repairs.
Sweet as. So I've known Tobias for a very long time. We went to school together, and I posted a photo of Kevo and basically said, any friends can help me out? And Tobias was like, sweet, how about Tuesday night? So we're here. It's currently, what time is it? Close to 9 o'clock, I think it is. We've filled all the holes in the engine bay that need to be filled, any repairs that need to be done. And now we're at the stage where we're laying in some bog and some filler to fill some holes. I am going to put some seam sealer on basically the firewall, and there's a few little patches here and there tonight so that it dries overnight. And you're coming back, when's that, Thursday night is it?
Probably tomorrow night.
Okay, tomorrow night, sick.
Yeah.
Awesome, keen.
Yeah, keen as.
Big week. My goal is to get this painted by the end of the week, so I'm stoked you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Sweet, so lay down some bog, keep on going, and then, do you reckon we get colour on tomorrow night? Ooh.
Oh, no, they'll be pushing it. I reckon probably be close to primer.
Okay.
And then Thursday night, I'm here.
The one annoying thing is it's so messy. Not only I've already vacuumed once, there's metal filings everywhere, but the bog is just...
I try to warn everyone, it's a very messy industry, especially if you don't have the, the equipment to vacuum it up.
You've got all the vac stuff
at work, I don't even use that at work.
Yep.
So, but it's a bit of a different one when you're trying to just do it as.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll keep on getting some shit done, and
just make the engine bay look nice and tidy.
Really appreciate you coming in. It's like
always.
Not only is it good to see you, but sick to have some professional help.
Good to catch up.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Day 2 rolled around pretty quick, and Tobias brought the apprentice from work. This is Riley. Thanks so much for hanging out, mate. I really appreciate your help.
So this is what a first year apprentice panel beater looks like when they're trying to mix bog. Bog is everywhere, it's all over his hands. Almost looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Got the smallest bit of cardboard he could find. Just trying to make life easy. Easy.
Day 2. Tobias has brought Riley with him. Riley, give us a wave, mate. He's the apprentice at work, so more hands, which is legendary.
So we can get it done. So
hell yeah.
Paint it by the weekend.
Sweet. Paint it by the weekend. I want to paint it tonight.
Tonight?
No, it's funny. A mate of mine's like, how's Kevo going? I'm like, oh, shouldn't we have the engine bay painted tonight? This is yesterday.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, I'm a bit ambitious, eh?
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, we're getting there.
Sweet.
What do you pass me that other?
You're doing a good job, bro.
Yeah.
You're doing... Hey, see how I'm not doing it? That's why. There's such an art to it, eh?
Yeah.
While the lads are busy in the engine bay, I'm making a move up the back. I've removed the fuel cell so I can gain access to the shocks in the rear. This way I can remove the bolts with ease so that I can drop the diff out the back and get it out of the way for a few repairs in the boot area.
Good kudos. Good kudos.
Sweet. Yeah, that's all good. Oh, it's good for the shock.
Looks like you're having a really good time under here, mate.
Really good time. I just smashed that shock on the ground. Not like these are expensive or anything. Sick. Sweet, bro. Thanks, man. I take my hats off to these guys that do it all day, every day, or if you're a panel beater, spray painter, good job. It takes patience. It's not an easy job. It's also very messy. Riley is an apprentice. He's an absolute legend. He's been hooking in. We've got basically the engine bay's almost fully patched up now. And Tobias is mixing up some more bog to lay down just in some hard to reach areas, but he's got a quick little tip for me apparently.
So we got a sealer brush. I can't remember where I actually seen this trick, but just using it to get into those little hard to reach places that you can't use your applicator. So yeah, it just wipes on the bog. Makes it a little bit nicer and neater than you would with your finger.
Good one.
And keeps your finger nice and clean.
Awesome. So all the firewall patches have been done with that metal tech. So it's like fiber fill, and then the bog goes over the top of that. But it's looking really good.
I swallowed a Skittle.
I've been making some progress in the boot too, which I got the fuel cell out, and now I've just been scrubbing these. I don't know who it was. I don't know if I can blame the Hoff and Wendy, but there's like 1 million tech screws. Almost like someone couldn't find the hole, but there's just tech screw holes everywhere. So I want to patch them up. I've also got a little patch made up for a hole in the floor there that's going to get welded in. And then this is all also getting done in the car builders, the 1K TXT. Right on. Any more quick tips for me, Tobias, while you're there?
No, just watching Riley not get bog everywhere, which is fantastic.
Oh, sweet. Good job. Where's those Skittles at?
Yeah.
Smoko time. Yeah. I want to point out that it's 9:26, Wednesday the 14th. I just posted episode 1 for Kevo. I want to say thanks to everyone who commented on there. All the positive stuff, loving it. Kevo's back in full swing. Super keen to get this thing on the road and making heaps of progress. Thanks to these legends, making it happen. Getting a weekly episode out for y'all watching. Am I doing this right? I'm trying to be professional, but I feel like I'm just...
Yeah, you're sort of mixing it everywhere. And that's how you always get bog on your hands. Like here.
Damn it.
And probably on the inside, yep.
Damn it.
And like, it's on the back of the applicator.
It's on my face.
We'll pass Woody a brush here so you can make it a little bit neater than that.
Isn't that what the sand is for, bro?
With bog, you should try and get it as neat as possible. Make life easier, not harder. How'd you go?
Alright, I don't know. Did I do alright?
Yeah.
I like this little pizza.
Well, yeah, I made this, so it's a cardboard box and then a little bit of styrofoam and then I bogged over it. I mean, you can go to Bunnings and just go
I've
get...
had this for 20 years!
Yeah.
We finished at about 10:30 last night. The reason I'm working so late is that Tobias is finishing work and then coming up after. So it's about an hour drive from the shed. So that's why we're hooking in at night time to get it done. Last night we actually ran out of supplies. So I've just pulled up to my local Supercheap Auto store, which is in Nambour. Shout out to the crew here. And I'm gonna pick up some supplies. Also grab some Tool Pro tools.
Get ready for a sweet door opening transition. Boom! Supercheap Auto have you covered for all of your painting supplies. Not only can they colour mix and match your paint, they also have a huge variety of painting supplies including sandpaper and drop sheets, which always come in handy for the home DIY project. Goody, you want a job?
What's the time, Woody?
Oh, do have your arm again? Dude. I cannot thank Goody and Tom enough. They've been absolutely legends. Rocked up this morning and we hooked straight in to strip the bottom of Kevo. Now we're working on the inside. Goody's on the CAD design here, so we can seal up the back of the boot cavity from the cabin. And Tom's in here removing the dash. Yeah. You want a hand?
Piece this puzzle together, yeah.
Yeah?
In and out with the cage is a bit difficult.
Oh, that's all right, bro. I think the cage was made with the dash in there, to be honest, so it might not come out.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
See how you go, though. If not, just cut more out of the cage, or just, I mean, of the, not the cage, the dash, sorry.
Yeah.
Get a leaf bar in there, just. And I'm busy in the boot, tacking up these 1 schmillion little holes. It's kind of working out. Really thin stuff, so I've just been playing with the Unimig to try and get it. 13.3 is working for me so far. And also when I'm doing them, just doing them like on the angle, like so. Hold my eyes, and a quick little tack like that. Totally missed the hole, oh well. It seems to work anyway. So that's working out, and sweet. And then later on, Tobias and Riley are back. I think also another mate, Tyson, might be coming too. So sweet as, making some progress. Yes, keen as. Thanks, legend.
No worries.
My shout for Smoko, and lunch and dinner and everything else. Might be windscreen out job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does not want to buy.
It's pretty cooked, the windscreen too, so maybe we can, but it's just more money to throw in there, I don't know. So dodgy, man. Yeah!
She's out.
Oh no. Didn't need that anyway. Great success.
Great success. Clean cuts.
Now, what's the bet? I'll get this windscreen replaced anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're trying to set up a makeshift booth with a 6x3.
This is gonna work. The biggest thing is it's 2K and the clear just sets everywhere.
Unfortunately, in my trade, it's very, very dusty.
This is huge, man.
Well, it'll be good.
We've got the car all masked off. This is ready for tomorrow, so this just needs to get wiped down. It's ready for some of this stuff, the TXT. And that goes underneath also. Put down some plastic, which is just to protect the floor, even though it's filthy. We just got to give this a final kind of wipe down, and then I am going to wet on wet, so primer, and then lay down the base coat and clear on top. Sick. MacGyver, come at me. Want some chocolate? I got no idea if this is going to work, but this is the setup. So, engine bay's been tacked down with some wax and grease. Tobias has done a killer job. It is Thursday night, and currently I think it's like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. He's just bailed, and I want to say a massive thanks to him. He is a childhood friend. We used to hang out, we used to boog like every day together, and he moved to Brizzy, and now I haven't seen him for like, I don't know, 5 years. He's an absolute legend. We put in so much effort for this thing, and I'm super stoked. So this is now ready for some colour. So we're going to lay down a primer first, and then I'm just going to wet on wet. So let the primer flash off, and then lay down the colour, and then lay down the clear coat after that. The reason I've done this is because I don't want any mess in the shed. So I'm trying to reduce it as much as possible, hence why I've done this. Hopefully it works out. We've got a Tool Pro ventilation fan up there. We've got some fans out the front, so I'm going to turn these on and then start, yeah.
Get underway.
Start mixing up some primer, and sweet. It's going to work. I'm confident this is going to work out sweet.
Tobias, I'm sorry. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. I'm just gonna try and bum over that again. Try not to lay too much at once.
I just remembered how much I hate painting. The right thing to do would be to now leave it overnight and come back tomorrow and wet sand it and then lay some more primer on and then probably sand it again and then put some colour down. But I'm just going to send it. I'm just such a klutz. I touched my shirt on the strut tower, so then we tried to fix it up and then I made it worse. And then I just went to put some lights in and then I leant over and touched my shirt on it again and... Oh well, the goal here is to have an engine bay that is one colour and doesn't have huge gaping holes in it like it did before. If there's I'll put a cutaway of what the engine bay used to look like, so anything's better than that. That's gonna dry off now, flash off, and then we'll mix up some colour, Sherbrooke green, and lay it down, and then clear over top of that. I want to get it done tonight so that it's done, finished. Hoping to get the cross member back tomorrow from powder coating. If not, I'm going to go pick it up and paint it myself. Yeah, lots to do, heaps to do still, but we're getting there. And it's looking pretty good. I'm still going to say it looks good anyway.
Oh, that is sick.
Coat number 2, still a little bit patchy in a few areas, so we're going to lay down a third one. I definitely think the white or the greyish primer didn't help me, but it's looking pretty good. There you can see it's a bit patchy in some spots, so I'll just jump back in there again. Might even do 4 coats.
Oh, a couple of peas. It's biscuits.
Oh my god.
I don't like swearing on the channel all that much, but when I've put in some serious hours this week, it's time to say, yeah, I am stoked with this. I'm not a panel beater, I'm not a spray painter, I'm a mechanic by trade. Marty actually taught me how to paint, and I have slowly improved my skills time and time again. There is runs, only one that I've seen, but luckily there's a massive turbo on the way, so hopefully you don't see it. the strut tower saga before. Actually, there's another little run there, but don't worry about that one. The strut tower saga before actually kind of cleaned up, and I am very stoked with this. It's 12:30 now, and I've got to come back tomorrow to paint the underside of this thing. So this hopefully will be dried off tomorrow. Definitely going to have a sleep in though. And then hopefully I can get the crossmember back tomorrow to get the engine back in the car. So fingers crossed that all happens, but I'm very stoked with this. It looks awesome. This color is epic. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but I am so stoked. I want to say thanks to Tobias, Riley, Tom, Russell. Who else was here helping me out? That's
Goody.
Goody, lifesaver. Without the homies assembling, I definitely would not have been able to get this done. I also want to say thanks to Infinity Air. They installed a dryer with my compressor, and I'm stoked that I have quality air in the shed. Not to worry, don't have to worry about moisture in the lines. So frothing on this, it's not perfect, but it's definitely going to present well. There's the dryer popping one last time. I'm going to shut up shop and probably stop by Hotbox on the way home because I'm starving Marvin. And yeah, back tomorrow, paint the underside, and then hopefully get the engine back in.
Bye. Have a great time.
Straight back into it this morning. I've masked up the engine bay and I've got it back up in the air on the hoist to now lay down some of this stuff. This is TXT Coating. This is a 1K texture coat. Car builders make this in a 1K and or a 2K. I haven't gone too crazy with underneath here. We just basically wire wheeled all the schmutz off it. I've given it a run over with some wax and grease remover. I've also laid on some deox just on all the, there was little bits of surface rust on all just where it had been sitting for a year. So that's all cleaned up now and ready to bomb this stuff on. So this is the 1K stuff, perfect for this application. You can get it in a 2K with a hardener, which basically the 2K, it just comes out as a harder material. So I'm gonna lay down some more plastic on the car to try and reduce the mess. And then after that, I've made the pact not to ever do any paint work on the shed again because this is too messy and it's ruining me. I hate having a dirty shed and this really is upsetting. I've never sprayed any underbody coating like this before and I was very heavy on the nozzle. The car builder's gun actually comes with an adjustable tip, so that was a huge help. Laying it on thick isn't a bad thing, but you have to make sure you have enough product to complete the task. I used 4 litres under the car. I then used 1 litre in the boot and a further 3 litres for the inside of the car. Thanks again to Uncle Russell for giving me a hand for a concreter. He doesn't make a bad spray painter. Cheers, Russ. I am stoked. Damn it. I'm stoked to get this done and have a painted engine bay and also painted underside and inside. So we've got the car builders TXT 1K texture coating that's underneath the car. That worked out really well. I then masked off the inside of the car. I just hooked in and smashed it out, and if you come around this side, it looks so good. This stuff is killer, and I don't think you can't ask for much more than that. It hides all the sins. It looks really nice and very, very durable. I will be refitting the carpet, and I also want to refit as many interior pieces as possible. The dash will be going back in. I've got a Mako Motorsports cluster coming to hold a new UC10 Haltech dash. So that's pretty sweet. Not too sure if I'm going to refit the center console and stuff. The back seats, I want to refit the back seats, but this vehicle is now mod plated as a 2-seater. So legally, you can't actually have seats there, even though there won't be any seatbelts and they won't be used. They're just there for looks. You still can't have seats there. So I'm not too sure. Maybe I can put some carpet up there just so it looks nice. I want to also refit everything back in the car and maybe scale the car before I fit stuff like I've got a battery to fit, a compressor, and a nitrous bottle. And if they are needed, if I need more weight up the front, I might be mounting that stuff up the front. I'm not going to be fitting a heater box or anything underneath the dash there. That's all going to stay pretty bare. I'm just going to get those little, they're like little heater demister fans just to blow vents to the windscreen in case I need to demist. The boot was also done in the TXT coating. It came up a treat. I want to experiment with the 2K stuff now that I've used the 1K stuff just because. So maybe a future project, but I definitely don't want to paint in the shed anymore just purely because of the mess that it creates. I have had a massive week in the shed and I'm stoked to see some progress on Kevo. I did plan to have the engine back in the car this episode. Unfortunately, the crossmember is not back from the powder coaters yet. But in hindsight, I also didn't drop off the gearbox crossmember or a few other bits. So I'll get them dropped off on Monday. They'll get powder coated. I'll get the engine back in next week. I've also been putting in some hours on the burrito bus this week too. So it is ready to hit the dyno tomorrow. Work doesn't stop. I've then got to edit this one out for you guys for next week. So thank you so much for watching this episode of The Skid Factory. Painting is a pain in the ass. If you're a panel beater or a spray painter or anything of the bodywork trade, hats off to you. It's definitely a job for the skilled and the patient human, and I am definitely neither of those two. I am a self-taught painter guy. I think I've done a pretty good job. It's just man hours, and also without the help of my friends, I would not have got this done. So I'm very thankful for all the crew that have helped me out. And look at it. It looks sick, although it's covered in bog dust. I need to go see Mitchie at Sunny Coast Auto Detailing to get this thing cleaned up after. I was so close to painting the exterior of the car. Sherbrooke green is such a nice colour, and really it wouldn't take that much effort to just strip the mirrors off and tape this thing up. But that is going to be a later date. If I ever do spray the car in the future, it's definitely going to be the Sherbrooke green because it just looks amazing. But I might get a professional to do that because I'll end up with runs exactly like that here. Thanks for watching another episode of The Skid Factory. Kevo is progressing and soon we will be hitting the streets with my 2JZ powered VR Commodore 1994 model. Sorry that I got that wrong in episode 1. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the moment. I'll see you next time. Grab yourself a lemon squash and have a wonderful night. Cheers.
Thank you to the Skid Factory's Patreon supporters, most especially Roderick Day, Luke Jenkinson, J.S. Lee, Ulrich Backer, and Mark Kennard. If you'd like to support the show, you can jump over to Patreon, buy some merch, or simply just share this video to your social medias for your friends to see. Well, what's for dinner? Let's have some pulled pork.
I don't know whether to keep that or not.
Oh, full spin.
We don't need them anyway. Whose idea was this? It was so like inside of that car just reeks of snake. Oh, how's this little shower get brewing here?
Puddle.
Let's just take a minute to appreciate the Challenger. Still going strong. I love this car. Oh, so good. The ultimate paddock basher. This is my face at 12:30. I've got paint boogers, the worst. I will be putting carpet over. I will be putting carpet throughout the car.
You've got like a black around your eyes.
Yeah, who cares? I will be putting carpet throughout the car. Also, I will be. How is that word? I will be. I will be. Oh my gosh.